The security services here have reportedly warned the Home Secretary not to water down security checks. You in Ireland have welcomed already something like 2,500 Ukrainians so far. Have you conducted security checks on them?
We've had about 5,500 into Ireland at this stage. No, we will monitor and so on, but no, our primary impulse is to assist those fleeing.
Shut your mouth, mate. You're a dog. For future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. So in that video you just seen the so-called Taoiseach, Mr. Burns lookalike, Mr. Noodle Arms, me hole Martin, talking about how he's going to virtue signal how BBC said 2,500 people coming into this country. He said no, it's actually 5,500. So 3,000 more than what BBC are quoting there. A nice little virtue signal there from me hole. This is a guy, by the way, that's out there saying that he will vote for Leo Varadkar to be the next Taoiseach, even though Leo Varadkar is currently under criminal investigation. These people are very out in the open as to what they are and what they're up to. So this guy virtue signaling and then telling you there's no security checks coming into this country goes to show you everything you need to know about these people, and then the subsequent picture that we'll have a look now in a moment. So this article dropped online the other day, and it comes from donegallive.ie, and as you can see there, we've got a very jovial looking councillor there with what you would expect to be refugees. Now, funnily enough, these people haven't fled to a country that's close to their own country. No, they've travelled far and wide over to this country, and again, it seems very strange to me. But what you have here is what you would assume to be genuine refugees coming from Ukraine, which is women and children. So you'd say, yeah, that seems quite logical, that seems obvious. That seems fair enough. And Ukraine, of course, as well too, you would assume probably largely white population. And then you have this family here. Now, as you can see from his own face here, he's looking at the picture, or I should say the photographer, and is saying to himself, oh no, this is going to look very bad, and this is going to be very obvious, because this is going to get around Gab, this is going to get around Gettr, this is going to get around Telegram. People are going to start waking up as to what's going on. The likes of Fraudbook and the likes of Twitter, these are not reliable news sources. The other places at this moment in time are. And then you see this image here. You've got these people here. Now, if you're going to ignore the obvious now for a moment, my question is this. If your bloodline is continuing here with the children, what are you doing here in this country? Was the context of the last couple of weeks not brought to the fore that these people needed all available men possible? Was that not supposed to be the way things were supposed to be? You've got people here in Ireland flying out to Ukraine to help out, people that are originally from Ukraine, and then you've got a couple of dipshits that are here from this country that are saying, yeah, I'll totally fly out and go over there on your way. But this guy here didn't see fit to defend Ukraine. Now that seems kind of odd to me. What a wonderful place it must have been if this guy is saying, yeah, no, I'm out here now, good luck to you. And there he is, delighted with himself, holding the own map there. Another of the fourth group of refugees who have arrived from Ukraine. Photo Thomas Gallagher. So Thomas Gallagher, if he's a radical leftist, he's not going to be happy with a video like this. But certainly if he's a normal individual, he's going to be hounded by the likes of the radical left, because they'll see who's taking these pictures, documenting this stuff, showing it as proof, so that people that have been telling you about these issues that are going on here in this country are actually being proven right now again and again. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take a screenshot here. It's important to do screenshots, by the way, guys, because these places like to alter what they are saying loads of times. I'm actually surprised that article is still up, but very important to screenshot to make sure you have that information. This is coming from Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia has been proven by Crowder to be a left-leaning website. So when you see this type of data, this is what they are saying. This is their side saying this, by the way. So it's very staggering when you see this. Now, we've also gotten other data as well too from worldatlas.com. That is very much so in line what's been presented here. And let's see if you can notice the difference between the picture I just showed you and what we'll see here. In 2001, the ethnic composition was Ukrainians 77.8%, Russian 17.3%, Romanian 1.1%, including Moldovan 0.8%, Belarusian 0.6%, Crimean Tatar 0.5%, Bulgarian 0.4%, Hungarian 0.3%, Polish 0.3%, Jewish 1%, Pontic Greeks 0.2%, and other 1.6%, including Muslim Bulgarians, otherwise known as Torbesh, and a microcosm of Swedes of Gamalsvensky. It is also estimated that there are about 49,817 ethnic Koreans, 0.12%, in Ukraine that belong to the Koiryo-Saram group. Their number may be as high as 100,000, as many ethnic Koreans were assimilated into the majority population. Now, what stands out to you there? Well, what stands out to me is this. There's no mention of black. Now, even on the census form here in Ireland, they're gone mad for talking about whether their people are African or from a different country to notify them being black. Not being shown here. Seems kind of weird, doesn't it? And then when you point these type of things out, then you get this type of meme, which is excellent in my opinion. And it has Helen McEntee talking to Chico Macamda. Of course, Chico Macamda, a guy that was in jail for assaulting 2 women and then exposing himself to 2 underage girls and then urinating outside of the prison, which is an offence, isn't it? But this guy then, a couple of weeks later, was still walking around Dublin and was actually told at that point in time to deport himself. Nobody physically got him and watched him go on a plane out of this country. Startling, isn't it? So you got, you're free, but no more assaults, and don't forget to deport yourself. Sure. And she says, oh, you didn't leave? Some weeks later, he says, no, bitch. And he says, that's right. And then Roderick O'Gorman comes along and says, so I'll sign you up for the dole and a free house. And he goes, okay, yes. So this is the type of nonsense that we're having here in this country. That's why the type of meme like that is applicable to this situation. Because you've got people that are clearly in here in this country now, not for the betterment of this country. And they are, in my opinion, possibly not even real refugees. These people are seeing an opportunity, they're seizing it, and they're moving over here. Now, this is what happens when you do not have security checks. This is what happens when you do not have any interest in who and what is coming into this country. I have said it before. I think it's going to take a year from the first landing of people coming from allegedly Ukraine until there's a major incident within this country and people would say, uh-oh, what's the story here? This is the same country, by the way, Ireland, that is handing out citizenships like Skittles. It is scary. And that is why people need to stand up now more so than ever. They need to be running in elections, because this is how you defeat this type of nonsense. You need to run in elections against the likes of Micheál, against the likes of Leo Varadkar, who's under criminal investigation, against the likes of Mary Lou MacDonald, that is just sitting on her hands there whilst their sister works in a pharmaceutical company, if you know what I'm talking about. The likes of Eamon Ryan, a guy that is telling you to drive your car slower for the climate. It's insanity. And then you've got Labour then, who are absolutely off the radar because they are that bad that an awful lot of people are looking down going saying no chance, no way. PVP, the same thing as well. Remember not too long ago as well, these same parties, these same politicians were eulogising over St. George and Machete. Remember that one? These are all the same people, and they have no concern nor care for your safety or the safety of the Irish people. They have no care nor concern about the culture of this great country. This is Cromwell 2.0 in my view, and in my vision, I think that is exactly what's happening in front of us. These people are attempting to do this through words, through wording, through the likes of virtue signalling like Micheál Martin did there earlier on. It's time now people put a stop to this one and said, right, that's it now. You've got people that are of my age group that are struggling to buy a home. Very real world circumstances. You can't buy a home now unless you have a partner. That's the dire straits that people are living in now, and people going into relationships with people that they may not have to be in with if they were out to buy their own home. Because this government, these politicians keep importing people from another country to keep these house prices up, and then the big plan would be then so that they could have one collective ownership upon all of them and have renters for good. This is not good news whatsoever. And whilst you might be someone that might think with an open heart and an open mind, and that is fair enough, that is great, you have to think about the reality of the situation. Look at your relatives. Can they afford to buy a home? Are they going into their 30s now and saying to themselves, look, I'm not able to afford my own place here? Are they looking at prices of houses getting into the 400s, 500, 600,000 mark? They'll never afford that. So you need to take a very cold and sober look at yourself in the mirror if you're someone that's championing this sort of stuff on, and say to yourself, is this what I want for the future? Because in my opinion, absolutely not. It's great giving help to people and all of that, but when you're saying this country, and Micheál Martin, by the way, saying that this country could go into a recession, yet then they're sending 6 million out of this country in foreign aid, in my opinion, that's total codswallop, and that should not be happening. Your own come first. Put Ireland first. Ireland first is the agenda, and should be the agenda of anybody that's run this country. We should be demanding the best. We should be demanding excellence, and that's what we should be driving forward. Not nonsense like these people are deciding to propagandise and push forward. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Make sure you're following me over here on Gab at ninja_night, and over here on Gettr at the_ninja night. Thank you. Due to the limiting of the truth on this platform, make sure you're following me over here on Odysee and on Rumble. Thank you.